Andrew, you come and talk to us about everything to do with framing, and not just framing.
Not just for framing. Okay, right then. There we go. Can everybody hear me okay? Yep, brilliant. Okay, let me just move my microphone slightly. Okay, brilliant. So, good morning, everyone. My name's Andrew Haycock, and I'm the International Museum and Conservation Liaison for TrueView, based here in the UK. I'm really excited to be here today at Museum and Heritage to talk to you. So, whoops. There we go. Okay. So just to introduce ourselves, before I continue, can I ask how many people have heard of TrueView or used our products before? Quite a few of you. Brilliant. That's good. So TrueView are based in the UK, in the USA, but our team are global. We work with museums, galleries, artists, private collectors in over 50 countries worldwide. For those of you unfamiliar with us, we're a manufacturer of high-performance glazing solutions, which is designed specifically for display applications. Our speciality is applying coatings to glazing that enhances UV protection, anti-reflective, and anti-static properties. What that means is we make a wide range of glass and acrylic glazing materials that will be used in framed works, display cases, wall niches, etc., to help protect an artwork or heritage item. So my talk is not just for framing, but many of you might have seen our products used in framing artworks before, but I'm going to show you some of the other ways our products can be used. So, okay, so just to introduce the team I work for, the Museum and Conservation team. Within TrueView, we have a fine arts and museums team, the majority of whom have a museum and or conservation background. I've come from a collection management curator background. Previous to this, I worked in a natural history in a national museum for 20 years. We work directly with conservators, curators, and other museum professionals to better communicate the technical aspects of our products and help advise on specific and framing and display requirements. We're always really keen to participate in events like this, as it gives us an opportunity to hear all about the exciting work you're currently undertaking and gain feedback from people already using our products as well. A selection of what we designed was based on direct feedback from professionals like yourselves in the museum and heritage community with specific conservation and aesthetic requirements in mind. So TrueView have a whole range of products designed specifically for framing and display applications. A selection of products used frequently by museums and galleries are shown here and will be discussed in more detail during the talk. So we're best known for our Optium Museum acrylic, which virtually eliminates reflections, blocks up to 99% of UV rays. It's shatter resistant, it has a durable hard coat which protects against scratches, and an anti-static protection immediately dissipates static. Our UltraView laminated glass also virtually eliminates reflections and blocks up to 99% of UV rays. It's abrasion and shatter resistant, and a water white substrate provides crystal clear color transmission. With the same properties as our Optium Museum acrylic, our True Life acrylic is only coated on one surface, as it's developed specifically for direct print and face mount applications on the other, making it ideal for exhibition signage and photographs, etc. All these products pass outgassing ODI testing for permanent use, photographic activity PAT testing, corrosion resistant salt fog testing, amongst more, and offer conservation grade UV protection. So, to go into a few more details, firstly starting with our Optium Museum acrylic. So we're best known for our Optium. It's anti-reflective, 99% UV protecting, shatter resistant, anti-abrasive. Anti-static properties make it ideal for static sensitive materials like textiles, charcoals, pastels, feathers, fur, lightweight papers, etc. Optium Museum acrylic is also useful for oversized works and structurally sensitive frames when glass is too heavy. Optimal light transmission protects and brightens colors, and it cleans like a glass as well. And anti-static properties also cut down on the cleaning and fabrication times, which is particularly useful if you're using it for high volume work. I mentioned earlier some of our testing. All of our OMA, LAMI, and True Life all pass accelerated aging testing, which is Q-Sun Xenon Arc testing for 2,000 hours, which is the equivalent of 100 years. exposure intensity of 100,000 lux. And in this time, the properties of those products remain unchanged and won't yellow over time. Our proprietary coating of Optium is engineered for permanence. It's available in a 3, a 4.5 and a 6 mil thickness. Currently in sizes up to 72 by 120 inches, which is about just over 1,800 by 3,000 millimeters. And we're currently testing a new 80 by 120 size as well. Seen here is the screen at Monk Museum. Optium Museum acrylic has been used with Halber-Rahmen frames in a large proportion of the works on display there. So, to give you some other uses, as the talk is called not just for framing, Optium Museum acrylic has been utilised on numerous occasions for museum-grade cases of all shapes and sizes. So designing cases with dimensions that accommodate a range of different items and museums' collections allow reuse for multiple displays or exhibitions, which is a good way to cut down on future waste and cost. Cases can be fabricated using butt-jointed or mitered-jointed edges. We offer a case fabrication kit and guidelines for anyone interested in making their own cases as well. So the top 3 images, the right image is from the Art of Korea exhibition at Brooklyn Museum. And the 2 on the left are for San Francisco Airport. It's a very good example of a high traffic area where our Optium Museum acrylic has been used. The lower image is from Grimsthorpe Castle in the UK, who used our Optium Museum acrylic to exhibit a fragile 17th century rare silk doublet and a matching trunket in optimum environmental conditions. Grimsthorpe Castle actually used our grant scheme that's run in partnership with ICON to acquire free TrueView materials as well as a cash grant to help fabricate these cases. So if you're interested, please do stick around as I'll give a few more details shortly. So, sticking to Optium, some other uses. We've got seamed or joined sheets. As I mentioned earlier, our current largest sheet size, but what if you want to protect something bigger? Optium can also be joined together. A number of smaller sheets of Optium Museum acrylic can be joined together to form larger sheets, up to currently about 3 by 8 meters, which is about 10 feet by 26 feet. The seaming process is undertaken by a company in the USA, and the join is incredibly strong and virtually invisible when viewing a work. Seam sheets have also been used by numerous museums and galleries and private collectors across the world. It was used by Exeter College Chapel at the University of Oxford for Edward Burne-Jones' tapestry, The Adoration of the Magi, 1886 work. It's 3.6 by 2.5 metre size, would be a considerable weight if using glass, particularly laminated glass. Birmingham museums have also used our seamed Optium for another Burne-Jones work, which was a watercolour, The Star of Bethlehem, which depicts the same scene, and that's a 2.6 by 3.9 metres as well, one of the largest watercolours in the world. Optium has also been used for 2-sided plinths on numerous occasions, fully protecting the item by either sandwiching them or suspending items between 2 sheets of Optium Museum acrylic. It allows visitors to fully appreciate and view pages from a book or drawings on paper from both sides. In this example here, I was recently really lucky to attend the opening of the Shakespeare Recovered exhibition at the Coast Inns Library at the Palace Green Library in Durham, who were another recipient of one of our museum conservation grants. Here, Optium has been used to display pages from Shakespeare's First Folio, so some really, really stunning effect. Can also be used for wall niches and standoffs. On the right, you've got the magnificent library, Morgan Library and Museum in New York. It was once the private study and library of financier Pierpont Morgan. Here, Optium has been used to replace the previous acrylic protection in the book cabinet doors, protecting rare books from dust, UV, helping prevent fading and degradation, and allows visitors to see books rather than the distracting reflections. In other examples, large sheets of Optium have been used as barriers for standoffs and wall niches. Pictured on the left is Inkworks. It's an exhibition of large-scale, scroll-mounted contemporary ink paintings from 1960 to the present day at Cantor Art Centre, Stanford University. Curators wanted visitors to experience the tactile nature of the ink and paper surfaces without any distracting frames. or wall cases impeding the viewer's view of it, experience. So, and intending how these artworks were meant to be seen. So the ideal solution was using Opti Museum acrylic standoffs. Sanding and polishing the visible cut edges of the acrylics also allowed uninterrupted side-to-side viewing without casting any unwanted shadows as well. And due to the anti-static properties, there was no problem with dust collecting on either side of the open glazing. So, moving on to our UltraView laminated glass. UltraView laminated has also been used, also eliminates reflections, blocks up to 99% UV rays. It's abrasion and shatter resistant, and a water white substrate provides crystal clear color transmission and color neutrality. It's particularly useful when the permeability of display materials is a concern for parchment, panel paintings, and other media sensitive to fluctuations in relative humidity. It's ideal for enclosures, display cases, and sealed packages that will be used for long periods of time. Ideal for framing in cases for high traffic areas, where safety is a concern, as well as when rigidity and strength are required and weight is not a concern. It's available in a 4.4 and an 8.8 millimeter thickness, up to 72 by 120 inches. And a very famous artwork protected by our laminated glass is A Sunday on La Graniat by George Seurat at the Art Institute of Chicago. And some of you might recognize that from a famous scene in Ferris Bueller's Day Off as well. Okay. So laminated cases, an excellent example of a sealed enclosure using our laminated glass to construct a display case to address certain conservation challenges is the case of the Weeping Buddha, exhibited by Seattle Art Museum. The seated Buddha was cast of bronze in the late 8th to early 9th century in Kashmir, and it's a copper zinc alloy, and it's got really unusually high levels of zinc, about 34 to 39%, and as a result was weeping white drips of zinc hydroxychloride corrosion product. So to enable its display for a multi-venue international traveling exhibition, construction of a low oxygen, low humidity case was required. 8.8 millimeter UltraView laminated glass vitrine was constructed, rather than using acrylic to address the necessary minimum rate of air exchange through the case. The case is intended to passively maintain a relative humidity below 5%, with a conditioning chamber below for silica gel, oxygen scavengers, etc. There's also a subdeck below for dry nitrogen flushing as well, if necessary. So wall niches and standoffs in our UltraView laminated glass. On the left is one of several niches created for an exhibition of Soviet art at the Art Institute of Chicago. And on the right, you see an example of a standoff protecting the 1498 diptych by Gerard David, the Judgment of Cambyses at Musée Bruges. In the words of the curator at Musée Bruges, using UltraView laminated glass offered optimal protection whilst maintaining the integrity of the frames, allowing for a clear color transmission with reduced reflection, resulting in a view experience as close as one can get without protective glazing. So some more unusual uses of our UltraView laminated glass. This is a picture that was taken by Lowell's Observatory in Arizona. This is obviously the very famous Meteor Barringer crater in Arizona. They've installed a fireball camera station with 16 cameras to capture multiple images and videos to create a mosaic of the night sky, as well as capture any meteors passing overhead that create shooting stars or fireballs as they enter the Earth's atmosphere. So occasionally these fireballs can be large enough to be seen during the day as well. So UltraView laminated glass has been used to protect the cameras from the harsh environment, which can be hurricane force winds, heat, rain, snow. The high elevation is also subject to really intense UV as well. Scientists also needed to ensure there would be no internal reflection from the glass, especially at full moon when they were taking images at night. And I've also included a picture of some beer as well. Why have I included that? Because a brewery has even used our glass to glaze viewing windows in their vats and tanks to check on the brewing process. Anti-reflective glass ensured any instrument measurements and analysis that they carried out were as accurate as possible. Moving on to the third product I'm going to talk about today is our True Life acrylic. It's an innovative, single-sided, anti-reflective, abrasion-resistant acrylic developed specifically for direct print and face mount applications, making it ideal for signage and photographs. Captures vibrant colors, depth and clarity for the highest resolution viewing experience possible. Transmitted colors are color neutral as well. It'll stand up to the wear and tear of high traffic areas and frequent cleaning and won't attract dust. It's available in a 3mm thickness up to a 60 by 120 inch, which is 1500 by 3000 millimeters. These images show it being used in photography, but it can also be used in exhibition design and signage. Fun ways it can be used: it's graffiti resistant, so it can be used for interactive displays, reader rails. It's classed as ADA, which is American with Disabilities Act compliant in the USA. As it's anti-reflective, signage and panels can be used on, even on angles, can be used, and they're easier to read. They won't reflect the light so much. If you're interested in any of our products, you can visit our Find a Distributor page, or you can go to www.true-view.com, find a distributor, or scan the QR code here. You can select the materials, products you're interested in, and the country of distribution from our drop-down list, and the website will give you the distributors that we work with for your selected options. In the UK, we work with Wessex Pictures and Larson Jewell. So, moving on. So moving on to research, testing, innovation. We've got a facts and specification sheet which I can pass around later. Why use TrueView products? Many of our team are from conservation backgrounds. We have over 55 years of experience in high-performance optical coating of acrylic, glass, and polycarbonates. Use them in the custom picture, framing, art, museum, photography markets. We undertake rigorous testing of all our products, from conservation standard testing, ODI, salt spray, fog testing, accelerated age, Q-Sun xenon testing. We have people on our team who are trained in conservatives, so they can talk you through that testing. The products I spoke about are Optia Museum Acrylic, UltraView, True Life, all ODI rated for permanent use. We have testing that's related to the visual quality of our products, e.g. what's reflected through, the transmitted color, reflected color, etc. These tests and all our other individual tests for each product are listed and freely available on our website and facts and specification sheet. And we're also, as I mentioned earlier, hopefully designing a new frame, sheet, which is going to be available soon as well. So I mentioned the Icon grant earlier. So there's more to life. There's more to TrueView than just glazing. We believe in giving back. We've got our grant scheme in partnership with Icon, our conservation and exhibition grant scheme. If you're a small heritage institution with under 100,000 visitors a year, TrueView and Icon would like to support any particular conservation and care collection teams to deliver certain projects that will address conservation and exhibition challenges, either to protect or conserve an object or objects already on display, or enable an object that's currently not on display to be conserved and presented to visitors in a safe way. We make a cash award available up to £3,000 to cover materials, supplies, and support, plus an in-kind donation of our Opti Museum acrylic or UltraView laminated glass up to a value of £4,000. We welcome applications from the UK and international, and there's at least 5 grants a year. Applications are currently open, but the deadline is very soon. It's closing on Monday, the 26th of May, but please don't worry, we're running another grant run later on this year. So please scan the QR code for further details. Some of the examples featured have been recipients of the grant. I spoke about Grimsthorpe Castle and the Shakespeare Recovered exhibition. On the top, you see Dodd Proctor and Scylla with Oranges from the Royal West of England Academy, which is conserved and glazed with our UltraView laminated glass for an exhibition at the Lang Art Gallery in Newcastle and the RWA at Bristol. And on the bottom, you see an Opti Museum acrylic, which was created for the Van Gogh house. During renovations, they found some toys under the floorboard. Van Gogh lived in the house from 1873 to 1874, but they believe the toys belonged to a child that lived in the house in the 1860s. And I think he was the eldest of 7 boys, so he hid the toys from his brothers and obviously forgot that they were there. So they wanted to exhibit them in the way that they were found, true to how they were stored. So they're stored in an Optune box that can be removed and taken out for outreach work as well. So, there you are. I'd just like to say thank you very much for listening to me. And to summarize, most people would love to be nothing between them and an artwork or object. However, in the real world, we do need that protection. Our speciality in applying coatings to glazing can enhance that protection, for example, by blocking UV radiation, but also diminish the negative impact of such a barrier by reducing reflections to enhance the visual experience to allow people to interact more fully with an item on display. My colleague Louisa, Florian, and I are here for the whole conference event, so please do come along and find us at stand C2. We look forward to meeting you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks.
So, does anyone have any questions for Andrew? Raise your hand. We've got a mic coming round. Now, you're not going to be able to hear yourself on this, so but it is being broadcast.
Just a question regarding the acrylic TrueView, the one used for...
I can't hear you. Sorry.
Just when you spoke about the photographs being bonded to the TrueView, one of the acrylic products you have.
Yes.
What is the adhesive material in between?
Oh, sorry. We've used various different types of bond, and it would be the printer that would do that. There's various. I know we have got, if I can find the correct. I know they use die bond and dissect mounting,
right.
But you can either face mount directly to, or you can thermally bond it as well. I'm not a printer, so but I can certainly find that information out for you. No problem at all.
He's going to phone a friend. Anybody else got anything they'd like to ask of Andrew? You're around all day and tomorrow on stand
C2.
C2. If anyone does have any questions and feels too shy to put their hand up. So if that's it, thank you very much, Andrew.
Thanks for having
Enjoy
me.
the rest of the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. No worries. Thank you.